Hi there, this is my first live for today, and I had today some requests to do some videos with the newest Painters-Toolbox, and I decided to take this and go with you through the folders and products of the Painters-Toolbox of the Hello 2018. So I need to get here myself out of the way, and I hope you enjoy. Here we go. We don't need a picture. So the Painters-Toolbox include a lot of styles, glitter, some grungy styles. We have impasto styles. We have some knitting styles, and a huge set of brush tools and graphic brushes. So let's get it started. Having a new canvas, and let's go through the Painters-Toolbox, the brush tools. I have them already loaded in my Photoshop CC 2018. Which is the newest version of the Adobe Photoshop, and be aware that everything can be a bit different in Photoshop Elements and older version of Photoshop. Okay, here we go. We have, let's say, 1, 2, 4, a huge amount of brushes. Some are with patterns. The most I have created with a touch of watercolor, and some are for doodling and drawing lines and swirls. Let's get it started. We have the first one, and that's only for drawing. It has a watercolor kind of style. You can increase or make the brush smaller. So the smaller you get, the finer lines you can draw on your canvas. The next one is a cutout dots. It's to make a pattern over your canvas by painting over it. It's a little bit scattered out on the edges, and the pattern are cut out dots. You can see if we place another texture just above or underneath it, it looks like cut out. That's why it's called cut out. Okay. Next one, we have the scattered rigracks. Well, rigracks are always awesome to use. Beautiful. Where are my swatches? Over here. Playing with different colors here. You can see they work very nicely in blending with each other. And then we have the smooth flowers. It's also a nice pattern. I always create new layers, so we can later add some styles. And I'm going to do with you now a kind of paper which we can use later to create a page. Then we have the next one is the mesh, watercolor mesh we use with two colors. I'm gonna blend it out, and use with two colors is always important, that you choose two different colors from the newest palette or from an old one. It depends on what you like to work on. Choosing colors, you can click and go to your swatches and choose the color. That's one way. And if you press an X on your keyboard, the foreground and the background changes, and then you only need to click another time on your swatches, and so you have now picked two different colors. And now you can see how nicely they look. The more you paint over, the more saturated the color will look. And changing now the color again with a little bit of a blush pink. You can see you have a wonderful watercolor blending tool. Choosing here a blue, paint over it, switching with the X, you can get the yellow in the foreground, or choose another color. So you can see everything looks like watercolor mesh. The next one is the same, only with the smaller pattern. And then we have the watercolor pen, which is perfectly to doodle, to draw, to paint a kind of twigs, or you draw some stem with the flower and a leaf on, or you create a mushroom. So, well, this is how the watercolor pen works. Then we have the same one, only in a real watercolor style. Here we have it the same. Choose two colors. So you get that same watercolor effect. Then you have in the mesh brush tool. We can zoom in, then you can see that better. And if you increase the brush tip, you better can see the watercolor effect. You can also paint with that, and the more you draw over it, the more intense the color will get. The next one is the texture fine dot paint. Let's see it how it looks when you have it on 100%. That's also nice. It's kind of chalky feeling pen, paint, brush, whatever. And it also blends nicely with each other. So this is how the texture fine dot paint looks. Then we have the splashes. Well, I adore them, really, because you can paint with that beautiful, sweet flowers. the more you paint over, also here we have the effect that the color starts to get bolder, and then we're gonna have shortly this sketch tool. Make a stem, maybe choose a green, and we're gonna have here a leaf, and here. So this is the fine watercolor splashes. Then we have the watercolor dots, and use again with 2 colors. That's also very watercolor styled. The more you paint over, the bolder the color gets, and changing the colors with another different will change the watercolor effect look on that one. Then we have the next one. It's the same, only with a smaller pattern. Same effect, use 2 colors, and you get a watercolor effect. Then we have the noisy texture, use 2 colors. Also, it's fine, really spread over your canvas perfectly to create a background on your canvas, and perfectly to paint. If you use a Wacom, it reacts on pressure, and now it's a little bit greener. So let's zoom in. This is the effect of the color. Okay, then we're gonna have the stripped with texture. I think we have here stripes, and they have a little bit of splashes, and also have this watercolor effect. If you use when you paint over and use always a different color, you always get this nice watercolor effect here. It slows a bit down because I'm recording here, but if you use the tool on your computer, it shouldn't slow down like it does just. So this is how it should stop now. Okay, then we have mesh. It's actually the same like the one we had before, only you can paint with only 1 color, but it does have still the watercolor effect, but not a kind of colored one. So the next one are the quatrefoil we have here. I love this pattern, has something Moroccan or Arabic, kind of like that. And if you paint over it, you see also the colors blend nicely with each other. Next one, we have the big texture dots, which I adore. They are so awesome. If you paint over them in different colors, well, I have now the blue, and then another layer with the mint. Then we have the next layer maybe with the blush pink, and you can see you can create very nice transparent element or pattern. The next one is the stripped. We have here only stripes, different sizes, smaller ones, thinner ones, thicker ones. So also here, is it possible choosing always a different color will give it a watercolor effect. So the whole set is based on painting a bit like watercolor styled. Then we have those marks, also perfect with using in different colors. We're gonna have here a little bit of blue. Nice. Okay, then we have the sample brush is nothing spectacular. It's only a brush you can tap on and nothing happened. It's not dynamic, nothing. It's there. Then we have another pencil. Pencil is always good if you use it in gray or in blue, so you have a more bob pen look. And there is the next, it's the same pencil smooth pen, but in Photoshop 2080 they added a new setting called smoothing, which helps when you draw lines or doodle that you get not any edges. This is with smoothing, and if you choose the lines can get harsher, and here we have it. You have always the corners and the edges will be around it, and it's perfectly to make swirls over your page, and of course it's perfect to create leaves or hearts or flowers, because you get round corners everywhere. The smoothing only works with Photoshop CC 2018. It will not work in a later, in an older version of Photoshop, also not in Photoshop Elements. So that's Adobe's new feature. Then we have swirl. It's, I don't know, it was experimental when I edited it. Smeary charcoal. I like that look of that extremely, because it's so smeary, you can see, and with a soft pressure on your Wacom, you see, you can create really nice blendings. Look at it over here and over here. Perfectly for painting, and I think you will have fun to use that one in any of your next digital paintings. The sketch tool is how it says, it's perfectly for sketching. The line gets a little bit it's the different to the pencil is, you can see the pencil is more watercolor style, and the sketch tool does have a canvas texture on it. So, and if you always paint over it, more and more the bolder the color gets. And of course you can change the size of it. It's also, if you like to make some marks or loops, that's perfect. You can draw that, fine lines, and here we have the same tool, sketch tool smoothing, same like the other one with the pencil. It makes smooth, fine lines, also swirls. Perfect. Okay. The next one is the sketch tool fine smoothing. It's finer, it's smaller, and the smoothing is higher here. So perfect for if you try to make a landscape on your canvas. So this is how you can start to paint your next intuitive painting without any mess on your computer with Photoshop. And then we have the texture for background. Actually, when you start to paint and you want a bold background, start with that. We have here really huge shapes. You can paint over it and over. So we have that. What also looks fantastic if you use the Gaussian blur. So you have that one, or, well, this will take a little bit longer till it's rendered. The median, that makes also nice backgrounds. You can start with your digital painting, so you have already a kind of shape here or here. We're gonna take this one. So here we have, and then we can add here, and this can be also a flower, or I'm gonna change the color and add a new layer. And there's so you let yourself guide with the shape of your background, and that will easily guide you then to create a painting. So if it was not too fast, once again, use the texture for background, paint over different colors, just click, paint, change color, and then go to filter, noise, median, and the higher you set, you can play around with that. So that's the trick. And you're gonna have already a background with kind of shapes, and from there you can start your intuitive painting very easily with all the tools we have in here. Here is another pattern, and that's also the last brush tool in this set. The next brush set is also available as PNG file. It's not dynamic, it's only brushes. You can click and paint, click, and if you have the brush tool before, you have to change the flow and the opacity up to 100, flow 100, opacity 100. Then when you paint over, you have a bolder color. So these are the different graphic brushes, and you can see something started to happen on that page. You get a little bit of art on it. And if you blend that out, new layer, and pick again one of those sketching pencils over here. So, and then we have that one, maybe in black. So we have that one, and with the magic wand tool, we're gonna have to choose that out or not. With the lasso tool, it needs not to be perfectly marked. Just go over here. So you have now selected, add a new layer, go to your brushes, go to the graphic brushes, choose one, and change the color. And so you have only in that selected area now your dots. Maybe you want to add another color and another brush, go over it. You can also change here again the go away. So this one, and then we're gonna choose. So this one, and then we have that one, and maybe we like to blend that, or we're gonna have to put that on screen, or we change the opacity only that we have a lighter pattern. We can move it down. There are a lot of different ideas what we can do. We have some arrows. Yes, this is the graphic brushes in action. Now we're going through all the styles we have in that Painters toolbox. We have impasto styles. We have some grunge styles. I added some glitter styles, and then we have the iridescent styles in 2 ways, 3D and only as a pattern. And then we have different the color styles, which are always free. And we have knitting styles, and we have some soft overlay styles. Here we go again. Let's start to remove some. Okay, here we go. Maybe we take that shape, which are so. Then we copy it and we overlay it with the grunge styles. You can see we have a yellow, we have an aqua one, that's blue, this soft rosy, different textures. Also you can use from the brush tool set watercolor pen and increase the size. Just we'll paint a little bit over it and add here the texture, so you see it blends very nice. And we choose that one, that one. That one is the one with the watercolor, and with some nice yellow sprinkles over it. Let's put that above. We're gonna have that. If I paint now over that layer, you can see with the impasto styles it starts to blend. The more I paint over, the more I get the edges blended. And if I'm creating a new layer and I'm gonna blend over it and choose another impasto color, and they all blend perfectly with each other. It's like real paint. So we have here a white and a yellow, an aqua, then we have a gray, a peach tone. This is more plum blue, a mint, then we have a purple, it seems that Facebook kicked me just out, so we have here a second part of the live here with the Painters-Toolbox of the Hello 2018 collection. I think we get interrupted at the impasto styles. The next styles we have the grungy styles. We can set them all back. So we have here's the yellow scratch, and then we overlay it with the aqua sketched, and then we have here some stripes in different colors, and you see overlaying them gives every time a totally different feeling of what you have painted on your canvas. There are 3, 6, 9, 12, over 20 styles in that set. You can overlay them because they are transparent, they are seamless, and you have endless possibilities for creating and painting in your Photoshop. Then we have the next set of styles, which are always the glitter styles. For that, I would choose a finer maybe the mesh will be perfectly for the glitter. For that, you need to paint over it more often, or you're going to change the opacity to the 100 and the flow also to over 100, so you can be sure that the glitter looks on your page bolder. There we have some different colors. We have a silver, we have the yellow again, the mint, the aqua, and the gray, the peach, lavender, plum, the blue, and the dark blue. And yes, this is how they look. Okay. The next set are the where are my previews? Just a second. Over here. Those holographic kind of styles comes in two different ways. We have a 3D version, which is perfectly for text and shapes with harsh edges. And then we have the second version, it's only the pattern without any effect on it. Writing a text with the best is to use always a bold font with maybe also some serifs here, and I used Alpha Slab 1. As far I know, it's a free one, and you can see when I click me through the styles, they have this 3D look in on the bottom. This one is one of my favorites. This is really cool. Well, this one looks perfectly on this canvas now. Maybe we should start to... Hello, you. And then with some glitter. This could be the start of a reel of a canvas, which you can later print and hang up on your wall, or make a card out of it, or create pages for your memory book. Okay, here we go. The next step one, I added two similar one. This one I love also. It has such a beautiful texture and the sparkling and the 3D. I'm gonna love that one. This is very holographic. It's awesome. If you have some New Year's pictures, they will look perfectly. Let's see when I have some in my stash. Just a second. Maybe that one. Just place that underneath. Look at it. if you have that one, you can add a stroke around it in white, make it bigger, white, go on our side, and you have immediately a sticker style. Add a drop shadow and you're done. Okay, that's the holographic. And then I had a little bit of a gold tone here with also texture, and that one. And then we have the patterns only, without, you can see when I change it that the 3D look gets lost. And those only pattern styles are perfectly if you use again the brush tools, because they blend. So gonna have that one. You see, you have no, that's what I not want to. New layer, painting, and we choose that one. And then we do the next layer, and we're gonna blend that one with, so. And these are the same patterns we have in the 3D version. And everything with the right brush is blended perfectly. Then we have the free colors. They come with each collection, always coordinating colors. Gonna click yourself through it. And then we have also a set with recolor. They recolor each layer. You see that the background starts to change its color. And that works also with images. If you have an image like that one, and that's not what I wanted, and you click on them, you see it's gonna change its color. And these are the overlays, and that one starts here with going back. If it not works, you need to go and click at one of the without any pattern style, that one, so you can recolor your images or any other shape or artsy bits or whatever you have. The next, sorry, that's my dishwasher, it's ready, if you hear that beep. Then we have the soft styles. You see, we have here only a colored typed font. And if I go now over it with the soft style, you see it changes. The color stays, but the look changes. And if I now only pick out of the word I typed the color and change it, you see the color change and the look stays. Let's see. Well, there's the blue, and then we have here the mint. So Okay. We have this one with the texture. The next one makes it very flat. Then we have a light from above, from a different angle, and that one. And then we have some dots overlaid, some stripes overlaid, and here is also the lighting a little bit different. But you can also use those soft styles perfectly on the new created. Where are they? Here they are. On the tags. Let's open some. That one. So you see, here we have the little tag. That's without. That's with the texture on it. Here we have a little soft bevel. Then we have that one with the nice shadowing, so it stands up a little bit. That has some kind of button effect. Here we have the little dots, the stripes, and another one. And on a layout, it can look like this. Just hold on. Gonna click myself through, and I created that layout recently. And here we have, I'm gonna make the background white so it's better to see. I have here added okay, that tag is looks like this, and if I add now one of those soft styles, you can change the look of that frame. See? Also here we have this snapshot kind of frame. You make it a little bit rounder. Here we have the lighted edges, and then we have some dots on it. We have some stripes on it. We have that one and the bevel one. Also here I have it stripes. Here is one with the texture. Then we have here also the dots added, and that one. Last but not least, we have the knitting styles. I had fun to create them. If you paint with a soft brush with blending edges like the watercolor pen and increase them very, you can use those pattern styles and they look really realistic. And if you start a new layer and paint again over and use another color, you see the blending is perfectly here. Maybe you bought a nice sweater, or you knitted a nice sweater or some socks, and you want to create out of it a layout. They are perfectly for a background, and I think they fit just to the winters we have. Okay, this is it. Okay, oh, I forgot that one. It's also included in the soft texture. Well, it is not soft, it's just a nice looking style for fonts or for word art. But you need to have a bold, really a bold kind of font again. You see in the U it looks not so good as it looks on the hello. Okay, I think this was it. We saw everything from the Painter's Toolbox of the Hello 2018. I hope you got some inspiration. If you have any questions, just let me know. If you like to paint more, if you have any ideas, just let me know. I'm always open for any ideas or for any suggestion. So let's have a nice evening. For me, I'm in Germany, and wherever you are now, enjoy. Bye. And if I no